is so important in order to create abundance. And it's so difficult to do in the times when you feel like all of your needs are being threatened, when you're struggling to pay your bills and protect your own child or children. This is another one of the big reasons why I think that we as alienated parents sort of stay out in the wilderness for so long. We're in darkness because we're so resentful and bitter at the world, at higher being, God, or whatever you believe in. How can there be good in this world and like some purpose to life if something like this is happening to our children and to us? We have this tunnel vision and see only like the darkness of our situation and how the alienating parent is like sort of infecting the other areas of our life, our children's lives, and what it might be in the future. And so of course, we only look for evidence to support how dark and icky the world is because of people like the person that's alienating our children from us. So it's like we almost have a resentment towards gratitude. I mean, if you're anything like I was, it's easy to stay not only bitter, just jaded. It's not even the right word, but like, I have the word on the tip of my tongue. So, how do you go from feeling injured and attacked and targeted, jealous too of everybody that's not going through it? Like, oh, look at them. That at least they have a normal family. Of course, they're smiling. Their life is great. It's fine. It makes sense that we would feel that way. And also, in those moments, I think it's best. Did I do an episode? I did. I did it back Thanksgiving week, which when I did it, by the way, I was like, oh, they were probably like some of you anyway. But I think it's really important because if we don't realize that and you don't like re-explain it to the back part of your brain, most of you knows. Most of your brain, your body knows that it's not good to sit in your shit. You know, it's not good to sit and harp on all the negative things that are going on in your life, right? So it's not like you don't have reason, but when you're in that place, it feels like impossible to find any good. It almost feels like you're doing your kids dirty to find good in the world, to find gratitude. Like, how is it my place to feel grateful right now? And if I feel grateful, then I'm giving my energy to the wrong thing because right now something terrible and awful and unjust is happening. So I need to place my loyalty into the unjustness of the situation and stay miserable because that's appropriate, which, by the way, I think it is. Anger, so a lot of these emotions are appropriate. But there's sort of a line that we cross when we've allowed the anger and the resentment and the bitterness and the word that I'm still looking for right now to indignance. Yeah, maybe indignance to overtake us, right? And we refuse to see anything else. We notice that we sort of infect our own selves, drinking our own poison. And it feels like it too. So I guess the first point is it's not disloyal and it's not inappropriate and it won't take the wind out of your sails in the way of like, it won't take your motivation to change the situation, find a solution away. Like you will still, in fact, as I've argued before, when you find gratitude, you sort of renew yourself, like renew, replenish yourself, and then you're able to take a little bit of a step back once the pressure lifts off and you've gotten grateful about whatever. We can talk about that in a second. Then most often, for me anyway, I found new energy. I have found new perspective, created new contacts, right? New connections with other people that might have done something different. You get a little bit more innovative. Gratitude, I think, to me, is sort of like if you were playing a video game, it would be like a power up. You know, it's like where you go and you recharge yourself, grab the flower, and then you move along. It gives you more energy, more drive, gives you, it's a power up. You're telling yourself, that you don't have enough money, you don't have enough resources, you don't have enough time, you don't have enough support. You may not have money. You always have the resources to make money, to create value. In return, you get money. So, what about your resources and your ability to create resources is unique and amazing? Talk about the renewal that you feel that is possible to feel by considering that. I think that's actually tapping into that, like how you can create the resources yourself. That is like tapping into the main line. That is going straight to the energy source. Here's the key with gratitude. Like an affirmation, the same thing. Don't just tell yourself, I'm grateful for the roof over my head. I'm grateful for lights on. If you're not, if that sounds too like you're placating yourself and just doing it just to do it, it's not going to help you. It's actually going to work against you. So instead, think of the little things, like really look at, even write them down, like just brainstorm with yourself for like the things that you use every day, the resources that you have in front of you that without them, your life would change. Because when we're in that place of lack, all we can see is how we don't have the things we need, right? We keep going, yeah, but I need that. Yeah, but they have this and I don't have that. Yeah, but whatever. I used to have that and I wish I had that back. We still go to the empty. And so when you can look at the things that you have around you right now, like that you use every day, and then ask yourself, what would it be like to not have it? The people in your life too. I know this sounds a little whatever, but the way that I do it, I mean, there's no, I don't know if there's any psychology behind this or not, even if it's backed by any sort of data, but I honestly will ask myself, what if they had cancer today? How would I feel? You know? I also do that too, like when I'm being shitty to somebody in my life. Like my father, for instance, when I was telling you about my birthday story and how he was a complete, I'm going to be real, he was a dick about the whole, his wife and whatever. I was really pissed about it. But honestly, in the end, does that really matter? No. And the same for you. Apply this to your people in your life, right? In the long run, am I really going to remember? I mean, I guess I could. I could make the choice to remember that birthday where you invited your wife, which really, if I say it like that, I mean, it's not an out of the question or appalling thing that he did. If you don't know the details and like the history and me and him, you know what I'm saying? It's not, it doesn't sound crazy. So, I mean, I could choose to hold on to it, but in the long run, is that what's important? No. If he was on his deathbed, God, I mean, I'm not trying to put that out there in the universe, but if he was, like, if his health was in jeopardy, that would be the farthest thing from my mind. I would focus on the fact that I love him and how can I help him and how can we spend time together right now? You know what I'm saying? And so, um, that's a quick way to become grateful for those, like, especially when we're talking about the people in your life, when it's all stripped away. You can even do this with, I mean, it depends on the relationship that you currently have with your ex. I'm not saying to go and hang out and send hugs and kisses to them or anything, but in the end, when all of this is done and their anger and their deplorable, awful behavior, I mean, they're going to be who they're going to be, right? But when it's all said and done with, what do you really want to look back on in your life? How can you find love, find peace? It doesn't always have to be joy and we know that happiness is not like an end place. It's what we create in the in betwixt and between all of the darkness and crap. That's actually where happiness lives. Is like when you become good, skilled at allowing for the icky, the darkness, and when you can still like be buoyant throughout that, that's where happiness lives. Happiness lives in your ability to create during it, create your life, create value, create love, create a sense of home during the darkness. You are your own grounding. and the way that you see your world, even in the darkness, that is the gold, you know? But as far as with other people, the support or the back in the day, I just heard like my old self be like, "What people? I don't have any support. I was living like a hermit on the hill." But I still did. I just didn't want to recognize the support that I had. They didn't support me in the right ways, right? They didn't support me how I wanted them to support me. It's all of those little choices that we make about how we're seeing our support. Instead, if you just tell yourself that, like, and also it wouldn't hurt to tell them too. I mean, depending on your situation, but it's always great to express love and gratitude when you have it, and not in like the backhanded way, but like really, really step into that. It is a choice to like be able to see everything that you have and the way people are supporting you and how much money you have, even not the don't have, but what you have and your ability to create money, to create the resources to make the money, to provide value, borrowing money, even that you're creating the money by going and asking, you know what I'm saying? Dropping your ego. But what you have in the moment is exactly how it's supposed to be. You're supported in exactly the way that you're supposed to. If it's your parents, your dad or mom, or your brother, your sister, your current partner, whoever, when you're telling yourself that they're not supporting you in the right way, think again. Think again. They are doing exactly how they should, even in their lack. You know, it's the way that you're seeing it. I think it's so empowering to realize that. It's freeing to realize because do you know how fucking, I know that you know, but how exhausting it is to want people in your life to change, to wish that they were supporting you different, giving you the resources that you need. It's so exhausting and is such a time suck, It's another trap. You get stuck into that and you forget about what your ultimate goal is. You're too worried about the resources that you don't have, and you're forgetting about where you're going and all the things that you can be creating. And I know my argument right there, and I'm thinking about you too, is like, yeah, but I'm so exhausted from doing all this. I need all the help I can get. And I feel you. But if you let go of wanting to change the things that are in your life right now from being the way that they are and accept the terms, right? Life on life's terms. I hate saying that. But then you can start creating more resources from the current resources you have without trying to change what can't be changed. Does that make sense? So, um, gratitude is actually like an essential starting point, and then the power up, keep renewing and keep like recharging, recentering, and like restructuring the way that you're seeing your world every chance you get, really, but especially in the moments when you're feeling lack. When you're telling yourself that they're not acting the way that you need them to act in order for you to get to where you need to go. And listen, I know this so fucking well. I mean, oh, God, do I know it. I cannot tell you. And for whatever reason, we as adults, nothing brings us back to like teenager or grade school mentality more than being around our parents. I don't know what it is. Maybe not everybody, but it is for me. And I've witnessed it too. We like turn into like, stop it. What there's a comedian that does it about his mom. What comedian is it? I'm gonna have to put it here because it's hilarious. Like I'll have to do it. He talks about how, like, we give our moms so much shit. You can also apply this to anybody else that was with you during your formative years. We're such ungrateful fucks to our parents sometimes because we have this idea of what they should be, how they should be supporting you and how they're not. But if you let that go, it's so freeing. It's so exhausting to try to change the resources that you have right now when you might be able to be using and benefiting both of you and also you serving the way that they are right now. Serving them serving you, and utilizing each other together in a partnership in order to get you both where you're going. Hopefully I'm making sense there. So yeah, gratitude is so important to get you from a place of lack. I mean, obviously, to a place of abundance. If you're not seeing what you already have, it's going to be so much harder for you to create new. Because how can you create new without knowing what, like, utilizing to the fullest the what you have in front of you? You've got nothing to create from. So of course you're stuck. I know I feel like I'm stating the obvious right now, but sometimes we don't think about this like this. How can you get somewhere new if you're not actually appreciating and using everything that you have now to create that new, to tap into more innovation and creativity on your own part, right? Energy to create something new if you're not able to use it because you think it's nothing. You're devaluing it, you know? So of course you're like, I have nowhere to go. Of course you don't. Of course you don't. You know. So um anyway. Okay, that's it.